Oh, Jessica says my sound is not fine. That's interesting. All right, I'm just gonna start going. We are gonna get started introducing ourselves. And Sabine, I'm gonna start with you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sabine Priestley. I'm an electrical engineer and I research expanding consciousness and quantum theory. I'm a coach and I'm really into right now adventures in consciousness. So out-of-body experiences, lucid dreaming, doing a lot of playing with that and the concept of we create our own reality, which has been kind of mind-blowing and wonderful. And Violet, you should really move to St. Petersburg, Florida. It's 77 degrees here today and it's lovely.
Wow, I love that. I should move. All right. Yogesh, we're gonna move over to you.
Okay, hi everybody. I was typing and I am the mischievous kid in class who is not a teacher, who is surrounded by teachers, and I feel life is a beautiful gift, and we are here to celebrate. We are here to laugh, and I come to Insight Timer to share this beautiful gift of laughter and celebration, and we learn so much. And sometimes I feel we have challenges in life, and if we can laugh through them, they become good. So if it's cold there right now, I don't understand Fahrenheit. I'm from India, so uh, it's like Celsius. Can you convert that to Celsius? Is that possible? How much would it be in Celsius where you are right now? You're thinking? You're checking it up?
I was asking Alexa, but then you started talking and I couldn't hear her.
Whatever it is, have a hot chocolate. Have something warm, enjoy it. No? Because when you go to a hot place, then you'll be, it's too hot. So if it is cold, enjoy it. Have a hot chocolate. We don't have sound now. No sound? No sound for nobody? No sound?
No
Bad
sound at
sound?
all.
Okay. That's okay. We got to know it's 25 degrees Celsius.
And then who's up next, Violet?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm still looking at the internet. Okay. Rebecca, please introduce yourself.
It's me next. Hi, everyone. I am Rebecca. My handle on Insight Timer is Spark Joy and Flow. So I teach mindful decluttering. So how to declutter our heart, homes, and minds. And I am a certified KonMari consultant. So I'm trained under Marie Kondo. And yeah, if you guys have joined my lives before, you can tell that I'm a little bit obsessed with decluttering and creating space for joy.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the internet. All right. Moira, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Moira Hutchison. That's all I am here on Insight Timer. I'm an intuitive coach, a meditation teacher. I teach Qigong as well. And I synthesize many different modalities to basically, there's three pieces that I bring into the work that I do on Insight Timer. One is forgiveness, forgiving yourself and forgiving everything and everyone. And then also I teach people how to access their intuition. We are all intuitive. We all have answers and wisdom within. So it's a real process to get in touch with that and to trust it. And then the other piece that I do is my sacred self-care. I have a course here on Insight Timer called Sacred Self-Care, but that's what I call my weekly live sessions is sacred self-care. And everything that's self-care, I call sacred self-care. So even brushing your teeth is sacred self-care. And so I too like to sort of help people lighten up and feel loved there's always a connection of heart coherence that I like to take people through to. So just feeling that connection here, even if you can't hear or the sound's not very good, just put your hands on your heart and breathe into it. And we're all here. So thank you.
Thank you for that. Catherine?
Oh, you're on mute, Catherine.
It's so good to be here to meet all the other teachers, and it's just an honor. I started teaching back in 2016. I think I was number 700 when it started doing, inviting people to join the app. And at the time, I was a Kaiser Permanente health educator, writing articles about meditation for yoga magazines and wellness magazines. And that's how they found me and asked me to join. So I was excited because back then, Insight Timer was just a really kind of niche app for, teachers. Meditation teachers used to use it, just to set a bowl timer and stuff. But anyway, it's really progressed. And then COVID came and we started doing lives, and it was like traveling around the world, being with people. Again, it was just fantastic. And so I just enjoy it very much because I'm a world traveler. I spent a whole year, I sold everything. Rebecca would love this because I became a total minimalist. I got rid of all my stuff. I mean, all of it, even the stuff all my kitchen stuff, my car. I went down to just a suitcase and I went overseas. I led some retreats and then I just kept going. And so now I'm back in the States and I live full-time in LA. And I love Los Angeles. So if there's anyone who lives in Los Angeles or is ever visiting, please reach out. I would love to get together in real life too with people. But you probably listen to my sleep tracks the most. They're the most popular. And also I'm the affirmation queen, I guess, on Insight Timer. I love my affirmations. People love listening to those too. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I know that people are having a hard time hearing. So Violet's working on it. I'll put that in the chat, but there's nothing we can do other than proceed ahead because Violet's going to post it on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and ask some of the questions that already came into me. And one of the questions that came in, and it's from Jessica.
Melanie.
Yes.
I didn't do
Lauren,
the
didn't go. I'm so sorry. Lauren, go ahead. You're not on my screen, by the way.
I don't know.
We're having some major Zoom stuff today.
We are. That's okay.
Yeah.
This was good practice for me in stepping up and saying, hey, don't forget me, right?
I'm glad
So
you did that.
yeah. So my name's Lauren Foster, and Catherine pretty much just told my story. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I have, at the end of last year, I sold everything and I travel. Everything I own fits in one backpack. Well, one backpack and one small backpack. And I'm currently in the UK. I do live events on Insight Timer every new moon and every full moon. So if you are able to see this on Insight Timer, if you hit the follow button, you'll get a notification of when those are. But again, it's every new moon and every full moon, and generally around noon, based on wherever I happen to be in the world. But sometimes at sunset, sometimes at sunrise, sometimes at the full moon, we'll change those around. But my whole message is around learning to be your own guru and learning to create your life the way that you want it to be, in the fullest of joy and freedom and sovereignty. And you're really doing exactly what it is that you want to do with your life instead of being pushed into molds and boxes and rules that you have to conform to. So, yeah, that's the thing. I'm in Manchester, UK right now. I'll be headed to Scotland and Spain and Germany, and I do live events from all of these locations so that I can share them with you. So I hope to see you at one of those very soon.
All right, so I want to tell you what I just did to bring everything back. I took a huge chance Not only did I switch networks that I was on, which I thought I would lose everybody, which is why the video went away, but I opened up another browser window and started a live simultaneously in another window, then had to go back and the first one and let this one take over. Everything is working now. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Anyway, go on.
Well, I'm going to say this, that when you guys couldn't hear, everyone introduced themselves and essentially said, I'm a great teacher here on Insight Timer. Make sure you follow me. Check out my tracks, check out my courses, and come to my lives. So make sure that you guys do all of those things to support all of the teachers that are in here. And I am going to ask a question that came in. Actually, Jessica has asked this question, and it's a great question. What are your hobbies off of Insight Timer? And it's not, I'm just going to put it out there because some of you are like me. I cook. You guys know that. I think most of you. So I can't say that cooking is my hobby because cooking is my paid profession. So if you want to be like, I love to organize, it's not, you can't say that. Maura.
My favorite hobby is counted cross stitch. And I actually brought one of my patterns to one of the lives just because I think that everybody should have a creative hobby as part of their self-care, sacred self-care. So counted cross stitch.
Do you have one with you that you could show us now?
I'll let somebody go and I will grab one off the wall.
And I did want to say, because I think that people probably didn't hear you say that earlier, and it's important that you said, and you gave the example of even brushing your teeth can be
Yeah.
self-care. And I totally agree with you on that. And I think that's something that it's amazing to embrace because I'm, very lighthearted and happy. And I think it's because I look at those activities the way that you're teaching. So I
Yeah.
wanted to point that out to everybody.
Thank you, Melanie.
You're welcome. Rebecca.
I was going to say, darn, I couldn't say organizing, but my other hobby is I have like a slight obsession with miniatures. So I love making miniature models. So that's one of the things I do. And puzzles.
Ooh, that's fun. I have a friend who makes miniatures for her job.
Ooh.
She said that people are obsessed with miniatures.
It's a thing.
I heard it's a thing. Lauren.
So I can say organizing because it's not my job. And I do find that when I'm traveling the world pet sitting in other people's houses, and I'll need to organize things and get them to the way that I like them. But my real love is like going out into the forest, just picking a path and just going and collecting little things from nature that I then use on my altar. But that doesn't get to go with me because my altar is temporary. So I'll put those things together and leave them for my hostess, little given things and maybe little small things, a small stone, a small seashell, something like that can come with me. But yeah, making this collection of things that go on my altar is one of my hobbies. Fun.
That's awesome. Rebecca, I want you to say that out loud. I see you're typing. Jessica asked a great question as a follow-up, and then we'll get back to everybody else. She said, how do you keep your miniatures from not taking over or becoming clutter? Which I was actually wondering that.
Well, I love to gift. So I'll end up like gifting it to people as well, but only if they really appreciate it. Not like I'm just offloading onto them too. But yeah, and then it's the beauty of impermanence. Right? Like hold on to that joy of making it.
Yeah.
Thank
A
you.
Violet.
Yeah, so I recently decided that my hobby is Insight Timer, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, thanks for that. Sabine.
Yeah, it's funny. I just ordered my first miniature kit. It's a little library that is on a slow boat from China. But the other things I love to do is walking in nature. And I live by the waterfront. So it's not like I have a forest, but I have the water, which is cool. And the other thing is drawing, doodling with colored pencils and colored pens. The more colorful, the better. And I'm not an artist. And for a lot of years, I didn't give myself permission to do that because it's no good. And I recently said that's just stupid. So I've been playing a lot with that, and it's a lot of fun.
I agree, Sabine. I started doing that. Grace Luce has a lot of art lives, and I started going to those, and they're really fun. And it's a type of art that I can really step into because I don't want it to have to look like something. Because that's when I personally am like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have that skill level. And so I totally hear you. Anybody else? Hobbies? Oh, Maura, you're back with you're going to show us what you're doing.
Yes, I'm back. I'm back with one of my pieces that I did. Can
Oh
you
my
see
gosh,
that?
how gorgeous.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's amazing. Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful.
So these patterns take me usually about a year and a half. That's probably a year's work because everything that you see is thread. So I just love doing that. And I just I said Sabine said by the water. I live by the ocean, so I get it. That is so that's a hobby too, is go and look at the ocean and then come back and do cross stitch.
I started swimming in the ocean. So it's really amazing to go and swim in the sea, and you just surrender and you float. So that is beautiful. I started swimming in the sea.
That's beautiful. Anybody else? Okay. So, and guys, if you have questions, write them in the chat. These came to me earlier. So don't forget, if you want to know something, write it in the chat and then I'll ask it to everybody. Rebecca said, wild swimming is amazing. That's amazing because I'm afraid of wild swimming. So
What is wild swimming?
I mean, I
Swimming.
don't know what she meant, but my
What
interpretation
do
of
you mean?
wild swimming is swimming in the ocean when I'm getting tossed about all the waves and I'm not a great swimmer and it's like a free for all. But I don't know what Rebecca meant with wild swimming.
Are you calling me wild?
It's called,
Rebecca,
yeah,
are you
exactly.
calling me?
I'm calling you a
Are you
little bit
calling me wild?
It's more popular in the West world, right? Like in especially like US, and I know a lot of people use in Ireland and UK to wild swimming just because it's so cold here. So they call it like, you know.
Oh, okay. In Mumbai, it's not so cold. I mean, it's winter now, but it's 21 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. Priscilla is calling me Yogesh, you wild thing. Okay.
It's 73. Okay. It's 73 Fahrenheit then.
Yeah, so 21 degrees Fahrenheit is like what? 70 degrees maybe? 21 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it's supposed to like activate your parasympathetic nervous system as well, especially if you use the cold water. So
I mean, I just enjoyed, watching the fish jump, the birds. And once you swim in the sea, you won't enjoy the swimming pool, but I will be quiet now so everybody can speak.
Here's another great question that came in from Jessica again. What are 3 words your friends or family would use to describe you?
That's a good one.
It's a great one. Sabine.
This one's just funny. Last week I was called their emotional support human.
That's really nice though.
I really have to think about that one.
Maura.
So the first one is calming. Everybody tells me that they just feel calm around me. But other people think I'm just funny too, because I make them laugh. I think that we need to laugh more, and that's actually a big part of sacred self-care. And then creative. I think that would be the three words for me.
Those are beautiful. I really love that.
Me too.
And in many ways, I think people think of that as a juxtaposition, Maura, because I think people often are like, how can somebody be fun and funny and calm at the same time? Because I know for my lives, I'm not really calm, but I do mindful cooking. And I have a friend in person who's always like, your photo on Insight Timer is you laughing. And she's like, that doesn't make sense for a meditation app. And I think it is something that people sometimes struggle with. I know you guys are like me. I'm like, whatever. Who had their hand raised and it went down? Oh, Catherine.
Melanie, I think it's perfectly that you're laughing. Of course. Meditators feel joy. I mean, come on. They have access to inner joy, inner peace. They should all be laughing. But just the other day, a friend of mine called me up and said she thought I was brave, resilient, and a master manifester. So I thought,
Nice.
wow, it's so nice when someone gives you feedback like that.
I'm still thinking. Definitely like the persistent.
You want me to get 'em out, Melanie? Everyone thinks that I'm courageous. I'm a single woman, almost 60, traveling the world, and fun. I'm not necessarily funny, but I know how to organize a good time, and we always just seem to have fun when we're together with my family and my friends and things like that. And the other is, I don't know if I have a third one. I'll have to think about that some more. I'll be thinking with Violet.
Yogesh, what about you?
Insane,
I like
crazy, wild.
that. I'd like to think I'm insane because I do this stuff.
Yeah, maybe. But it's good to laugh, and you're right. When you meditate, you become non-serious because now you can laugh at everything, and it brings in a lightness in your heart. And with that lightness, you can do things in a more flowing manner.
I agree.
And I think you make pani puris too, no? You had told me once.
Yes, that's right. I did.
Melanie?
No, a long time ago when I worked at the Plaza Hotel, we had an Indian chef come in and teach us a lot of different things for an Indian wedding. So yes, that was the first time I was on one of your lives.
Yes, pani puris. Who has eaten pani puris here in the audience or among the other teachers? Pani puri.
I remember looking that up during that live too, because I had never heard of it.
Oh, it's joy in a bite, literally.
You've had it, yeah.
It's so good.
Pani
It's my
puri,
favorite.
yes. Yeah, I mean, that's my
Oh,
favorite
Jen
food.
is here. We have to wish Jen a happy birthday. She was in Yogesh's live and we had to wish her a happy birthday.
And
Happy birthday, Jen.
Happy birthday, Jen, yes.
Yeah, I like the word insane. I'd like to think I'm a little insane because, I keep using OBS and a lot of people have been driven to drink because of it and I'm still here. So persistent.
well, I think that's interesting because one thing that I've been told my whole life is that people said I'm crazy, I'm inappropriate, and I'm authentic.
I can see the inappropriate, absolutely.
I get the inappropriate one too. Inappropriate and boisterous.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
Did anybody else come up with any words? I'm
I
curious.
screamed, I got my kids to come up. I was like, I can't think of 3 right now. So they said caring, organized, and joyful.
Nice.
Outsourced it to them.
I mean, that's
I was gonna
authentic.
ask my husband.
I really struggle with like these on the spot sort of questions. I think it's part of like my highly sensitive brain as well. I'm like, I actually like freeze for a second. So it was good. I called a lifeline.
Well, Rebecca, if you embrace being inappropriate, you won't have that problem because you'll say the first thing that comes out of your mind.
I love that. That's my 2025 goal.
That should be, what's everybody's 2025 word? Maybe yours should be inappropriate.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. It was patience, but now it's going to be inappropriate.
Mine's joy.
Ooh.
What did you say, Tim? I'm sorry. I'm asking my husband what 3 words he would use to describe me.
My 2025 word is freedom.
Love that.
I'm just looking also here with Jessica is simplify. And Jen, I love your comment here as well. Violet, you are the Oprah. You're our Oprah on Insight Timer.
I love that. Thank you, Jen. I love that.
My 2025 word is going to be devotion or focus. Kind of the same thing, but
I like
devotion.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love
My
this.
2025 word is innovate.
Ooh,
I like that too.
and mine is radiate.
I actually have a couple words because I created one of those word searches, which I'll have to share with you guys as well. And let me see what one of them was patience, and then we also have effortless. That's one of the words that I want to carry with me. Yeah, that energy of being effortless, non-striving. Let me see what else it is.
So I have a question for Rebecca. Is that appropriate for us to ask each other
You can
questions?
do whatever you want. We have no rules.
Okay, very good. I am curious as to, so, I see the way a lot of people live, and especially my own family. My sisters are so unorganized that I can hardly bear to be in their houses. And how do people come to the conclusion that they need to get organized? How do they get to the point where they're understanding that their unhappiness and their angst is as a result of their environment?
This is such a good question. It's like the main one that, it's like one of the number one question that people ask all the time. And, that's the ultimate letting go practice, holding space for others. Right. Like, and it's hard because you have the best of intentions, but you're also like, okay, I need to just not absorb the energy and just
Right.
observe, which is like takes real flex. Because it's like the environment is overstimulating you, right? And everyone is on their own journey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the hard part, but it's just we have to do it with like loving kindness and encouragement, and not with resentment. And yeah, I because my father-in-law is actually like he makes so many snide comments about my profession. He's like not pro KonMari or organizing at all.
Right.
So yeah, that was one of the lessons that I've had to learn early on. And I just said, instead of saying like, oh, he'll never be able to organize, I just said, okay, when he's ready, I'm here for him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big shift.
I want to throw in there that Rebecca is going to do an Ask Your Guides live decluttering with us in February. I'm so excited about that because we're actually going to declutter live on camera. I've gotten a few brave people to volunteer for that.
Nice.
I'm so excited because I love seeing the before and after. But when I do it on Insight Timer, I obviously can't see what people are doing,
I love
It's
to
really
do
fun.
it. So I try not to buy things I'm gonna not need, but I'm a cleaner and an organizer and a declutterer by nature.
Yeah, so you
She's
guys are
volunteered. She's volunteered to come to my house, but I'm scared.
I love that. Yeah, it's so much more joyful when you got someone by your side.
Yeah, but I'm just afraid to let her see the stuff I have hiding in my closets and my drawers. My house, if you walk into it, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like crystals and stuff, but the bulk of what I own is hiding in like the basement and the closets and the drawers.
But you know what? That's also the letting go process, right? Because I find that I live in a country where it's very shame-based around that. And I was like, like the first step is like releasing it and then asking for help, and you'll manifest it. Help is everywhere. That's what I love about it, because it's like, we don't even realize like where are the blockages that are holding us back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some other questions. Oh, sorry. Were you finished or no?
Yeah, I was finished. Sorry. I was just looking at the comments. Thank you guys for all the
Love.
yeah.
Catherine asked this earlier, when before you guys came on, which I happen to love, and you can take your own spin on it. But she said, "What do you guys listen to on Insight Timer to go to sleep to?" And I think this is like really important for people because I have a hard time sleeping, and I think it's a great question. And maybe if you're not listening to things to go to sleep to, maybe in general, what's something fun that you listen to?
I have a bunch of tracks that I love. I can't look at them right now because, because I'm here. But there's one called something about lucid dreaming, and I think it's Enshrine is the on Insight Timer. And then the one that I told Melanie about the other night sounds like Underwater. And I forget the name of that one too. And again, I can't look it up. But I love going to sleep that kind of ambient music. And there's so many tracks on Insight Timer. I have a whole playlist I circulate through. I'm sorry, go ahead, Catherine.
Oh, it's just I agree with you. There's so many things, but I always end up back at Sonic Yogi.
Mm.
I love Sonic Yogi sound baths. And even his heart chakra, or just pick a chakra, he's got, the sound bowls for it. And that's always a go-to for me, as well as Blossoms, a relaxation track, the piano. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so zen. It's like jazz. You hear the notes that she's not playing. You hear the gaps between the notes. Somehow that knocks me out. I don't know what it is. That's what I
And
use to go to
my
sleep.
favorite by Blossom Violet is Dance of Inner Peace. I love that one so much.
Violet, what's the one you recommend? Whenever I need a recommendation, I actually text Violet because I feel like she is so well versed on so many tracks. And the one by Tom Evans, that when I need my power nap,
Snoozitation. Yes. Love that one.
yeah, that's such a great one if you guys do not know it. And I also, you guys feel free to put them in the chat what you like to listen to because I think it's helpful for everybody. And Maisha just joined in the chat. Hello, Maisha. And I love Sonic Yogi, and I also love Healing Waves for their tracks. And then I'm just going to say for the lives, if you guys don't know Blue Dragon Healing, his name is Bjorn. He's amazing. He does sound healing with voice, and it's extremely powerful.
Blue Dragon, you said, right? I'm writing.
Yes. He's coming to one of our Ask Your Guides.
Yeah, next week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The week after. Yeah. I
Yes.
lose track of all time.
Sabine said the solfeggio frequencies. I agree. I actually did a ton of listening when I found out I had cancer. I did a deep dive on healing frequencies for cancer, and I feel that it helped me quite a bit. And there's too many for me to recommend, but maybe I'll do a playlist because it was pretty extraordinary in my healing process. Jessica is just on fire with all of her questions today. She also asked, what do you want folks to take away from your content on IT, Tracks Lives, content in general? If you could summarize with your content in full.
I can do
Well,
that.
Jessica, you're hitting us with the good ones today.
I know, Lauren.
Yeah, I can do this one. This is going to be the focus of our meditation on New Year's Eve that kind of came to me during I was learning Qigong, a practice called the Small Universe. It's a pretty advanced meditation technique, but when we can feel in harmony with all the parts of ourselves, integrated and accepting of all of our facets and the way that we fit into the world and the way that we fit into the one, into the collective with one another and with, with all that is and with spirit, that if the tracks and the courses and the gatherings that I offer help you to be able to come to that state anytime you choose, that's the work that I want to do.
That's beautiful. Sabine.
This is such a great question, because one of the things I love about Insight Timer, I mean, there is no one path, right? There is no one path. And so we all just go through our lives finding those people that we resonate with. And for me, it's understanding that we are creating our own reality. It's us. Everything that is out of harmony with us, everything that all of our struggles, We chose that so that we could learn, so that we could integrate and we could alchemize, and we can bring our bodies and our minds and our souls energetically into balance. That's how we create the world that we want to live in. So many people are looking out there to fix everything when ultimately it's always inside us. But finding the right teachers and the right guides can help us to do that. Because when I first started my journey, it's like, go within. What is that? You know, where am I supposed to go within? I was completely clueless. And it's now I get it. I get it. And everybody's modalities can help, right? There's blind spots. We don't know what we don't know. And so when I play with other teachers, that's when it's like, oh, this is great. I love this. Another tool, another element that I can use. So yeah, great question.
And Sabine, I love what you and Siri do. Siri's
Oh, it's so much fun.
Siri's artwork. If you guys haven't seen Siri's artwork, I think it's mind blowing. She did, I purchased one of her soul dollas, and I just feel like I have goosebumps because she just captured my essence on a piece of paper. And
that is her magic. Yeah, she channels other people's information.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Really, also, it was like a little bit like, wow, she knows me. I felt like she knows my soul when I saw that.
She's tapping into the quantum field when she does that. Absolutely. She's not making stuff up. She's literally tapping into you and your essence in the field. It's incredible.
I always felt that way, but then seeing it on paper, I was like, oh yeah, she sees my soul. Maura.
Thank you. And thank you, Sabine, because I was thinking, but I was going to say that. Oh, but I was going to say that. Oh, but I was. I love what you just said. And I really resonate with that. I think that is the thread through everything that I do, is to really, really influence and inspire people to go within, because it's real easy to get caught up in the discombobulation and the chaos and the turmoil and all this stuff outside. And it's like, guess what? We can fix it. But we start here. Everything has to start here. And so all of the courses, all of the conversations, all of the live sessions, the meditations, to me, everything that I do is to help people come back in touch with their essence, with that. And that is how we then get to ripple that out into the collective. And it's such powerful, profound work. And so it's an honor. So thank you. Thank you for that. I hear you.
Rebecca.
Yeah, just echoing what Moira said as well. It's so beautiful. And like my work is really to help people, to guide people to understand that letting go, embracing change can be done with joy. So we can all come back home to ourselves. And we can release the weight that we've been carrying for far too long. And we might not even realize that, we're carrying on our shoulders. It might even just be inherited, and it doesn't belong to us. So, and it seems really simple just through the method of actively letting go physically as well. And then the practice guides us to realize, I can get comfortable with letting go of the tangible things. And then that builds that confidence to let go of whatever insecurities, whatever scarcity mindset, whatever weight, whatever fears that no longer needs to be a burden.
I love that. And I'm just going to say, for me, I am a Scorpio and I'm very deep. So nothing is ever really about cooking. And for me, I always want people to peel back those layers, to embrace curiosity, because then it's going to help you develop your creativity and confidence in yourselves, calm, and that all of those things, because what all the teachers have said is about tapping into yourself and pulling back the layers and allowing those things to happen is when you tap into who you really are and being authentic. And that's when we all have connection. And I really think those are, for me, my most important things that I can ever bring to people is just being who I am and allowing people to see that it's okay to be you, and someone be like, you know what, I'm not digging her, because not everyone is going to love you, and that's okay. And that when you're you, your people will come to you. And, when I was younger, my friend always said to me, my mom always told me if I had 5 good friends, that was amazing. And as someone who cultivates friends, I was like, okay, whatever. but I kind of know what she means now that I'm a little bit older, because I feel that, I mean, here it's a little bit insular and Insight Timer. We're all a built-in community that really appreciate one another. But just, you'll find your people. If you feel like you're lonely or you are alone, those people will come to you when you start being true to you. And that's what I want people to see in my lives, is that I'm true to me.
That is so beautiful, Melanie.
Thank you.
And I remember you had told me that you open your house and people can come and enjoy your
That's how we
gift.
met. That's how we met in person.
That's how.
Yeah.
Yes, and you met Violet, and I think that is so beautiful. And I'm reminded of this quote by Ramakrishna when he says, "Whenever the flower blooms, the bees and the butterflies automatically come to the flower."
Beautiful.
And I mean, on Insight Timer, I see all you beautiful people sharing. And I think for me, it's also the people who come in. I mean, you can see many of them here. Jen, it's her birthday. Priscilla, Sumit, Gail, Carmen, Amit. So, I think it's beautiful. People here, everybody, all of you sharing. It's such a beautiful energy of, yeah. I'll be quiet because that way everybody can speak.
You're fine. That was beautiful.
Definitely beautiful. Anybody else want to throw anything in there?
Catherine?
Well, I started out meditating when I was 16, a very depressed teenager about to get kicked out of school. And it turned my life around. And that's why I'm so passionate about meditation. And I believe a lot of negative thinking takes people to places they really don't need to go. And I'm more of I like guided meditation because it kind of teaches you to rein in your mind for good, not evil, because our mind could get like a crazy wild horse, and go to places that it's not helpful. So I teach what I need to learn myself, which I have found over the years is, accessing inner peace. We all have it. And it's like Sabine said, it's always so many paths up the mountain, but we all end up you find that inner peace is within. And so my path is usually through just taking back your mind and using it for positivity and trying to get people back in the right mindset with affirmations, with body scans, physical relaxation, emotionally getting calm, and then your thoughts can still, and then you feel that peace. And so it's just getting to that peace using all the different methods. My methods are mainly body scanning and affirmations, and just self-love is my main thing now, is trying to teach myself and learn about self-love. And I did all the research, and that's why I have a self-love course on Insight Timer, because I think that's the basis of everything. I used to teach insomniacs at Kaiser and also obesity people with medical weight management. And I just found that all the classes I taught, anxiety and depression classes, everything, it all came down to a single imbalance. And the imbalance was a lack of self-compassion. People aren't taking care of themselves, and they don't know how. So you could just begin on any level. You could begin on a mental level with affirmations. You could start to rewire your brain that way. You can use physical relaxation with, body scans, or, decluttering your life with Rebecca. I mean, you declutter your surroundings. But I love the quote by Eckhart Tolle, get the inside right and the outside will follow. So it's almost like Rebecca does the outside and gets the inside right. But by fixing the outside, I think it works both ways. I don't
Oh.
think it's just get the insight. I think you get the declutter your life, and you create space so you can think clearly. Anyway, I'm raving on now.
No,
That's
it
it.
totally makes sense, Catherine, because it's all interconnected. What we see is going to activate us and it's going to make us feel more depressed, low mood, anxiety, productivity goes down, and then it becomes that vicious cycle. So yeah, it's like we have to work on both the inner and outer clutter.
Absolutely. Well, sorry, I'm going to look over these questions that I received. I don't think I asked this one. What's the biggest lesson you've learned on Insight Timer?
I would have to say it's definitely patience because every time we do these collaborations, I've gotten so much better. I used to have meltdowns that I would hide really well. And now I just kind of laugh about it. And I'm like, you know what? It'll work itself out. So the amount of patience that I have learned, and I mean, I was one to never give up, and I'm still that way. I don't care if it takes me an hour, I will get it to work. If you all have to sit here and watch me while I do my tech stuff, it will work. So without a doubt, patience.
I have to second that, Violet, because I was going to make a snarky remark about, OBS sucks. That's like the biggest thing I learned on Insight Timer. But Violet's always there, and she's helped me many, many times. And
Aw,
yeah, you're just such a great, all of you. It's such an amazing community. I'm so grateful for.
same. I feel the same.
Maura?
I would like to add, yes, patience, but also I think, to Violet's point about the having meltdowns behind the scenes, sometimes I think it's just being genuine too. When I've had tech issues on lives, I just tell people what's going on. And then there was one time when I was doing it and I had like a frog in my throat and I was getting all croaky and I just had to I'm live. There's just like I gotta show up and carry on and blow my nose and have tears running down my face, but the show must go on. It's like, I think that's
Absolutely.
yes.
Thank you. Rebecca?
Yeah, it's like definitely patience. And I think for me, it's also, it allowed me to explore my growth edge because I grew up with a debilitating fear of public speaking. So just having the safe and nurturing space with such an amazing community has been the most incredible support system to be able to get over the fears and to let go of the fears. So thank you so much.
I
to
love
the
that you said that during one of your lives, Rebecca, because I didn't know that about you. And people have said that to me too, because I'm a very shy person. And one of the reasons why I wanted to be a teacher here was to get outside of that, step outside
Yeah.
my box and my comfort zone. And in the beginning, like I was always so nervous. And now I still get a little anxious sometimes, but it's so much more natural. And it's crazy for me to think from where I was a year ago to now that I can actually go live and I'm comfortable with it when I used to be terrified. And I think I told you that at my sister's wedding, I cried and people thought I was crying because I was very emotional and sentimental. I was terrified to speak because she asked me to do a reading. So I was crying out of fear. They thought I was crying because, oh, she's so sentimental. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Like we had that same share story because I couldn't actually give a speech because I was also crying too. And I was like, yeah, that. And and it's due to the fact that it's such a safe space, right? It's so loving and nurturing as well, so that we're able to come out of our comfort zone. And look at you, Violet. Now you're the Oprah of Insight Timer.
And I love it. Oh, Jen says me shy. I'm so shy, Jen. It's so funny. I really am.
Can I
Sabine?
add something to that? Yeah. I think the other thing too, and this is especially for new teachers, that or people that might be thinking about being a teacher. One of the biggest things that I learned that it gifted me was this is the platform that I have reached the most people on. I started my journey late in everything that I've done, and it was, I was 51 years old when I quote unquote woke up, and I didn't know what that meant. So Insight Timer has given me the validation, right? Working with clients one-on-one is lovely. It's fabulous. It's great. But having thousands of people listen to your track is very humbling. And getting the feedback that says, yes, okay, I'm actually not crazy. Okay, I may be a little crazy, but my crazy is a good kind of crazy, and it's resonating with a lot of people. So that's huge to me. And that's been, the response that I've gotten has been far more than I was anticipating. And thank you, Carrie Hart, for getting me in here.
Yes, thank you, Carrie. Carrie's an amazing supporter. So many. Anybody else? I agree, Sabine. I mean, I've been teaching a long time, but I feel like I found my home on Insight Timer with people because I taught mindful cooking, but I still, even when I teach it in person, I don't have the sort of buy-in from people because they're like, I just want to get dinner on the table. I got to be at my sport event. I don't care. You know, and that's what I love about here is that people are here and receptive and open and, just my dad passing away this past year and losing my animals. And I can't tell you how many people reached out to me from Insight Timer to support me like privately, which to me is amazing. And if there's nothing more confirming about humanity than that, because it's people that I don't really know, but who were sending me love, which I found amazing because I'm a big believer in sending love out. I mean, if you know me, you know I say I love you to everybody because I think it's important to put that out in the world. But to get it back was really, really special.
Yeah,
And I have to say that because of Melanie, I now think when I chop up my peppers, which is the only meal that I cook.
And I would add that it's, and I get chills when you were talking, Melanie, it's the energy that's in this group that we have created and is expanding. And that is what the world needs right now. That's why we're all here doing what we do.
I'm going to break out in song now, what the world needs now.
Yes. And I love you all so much. Yes.
You're lucky I can't sing.
Oh my gosh. And yeah, a lot of people wrote in the chat, they can relate to all the things that we're saying. And so I think that's the other beauty of Insight Timer. You're going to find someone you connect with. Well, I can't believe that an hour has gone by because it's already 1:30, which is insane. So I would love it if we could just wrap up and everybody share how you can best be supported, whether that's, whatever, tracks, courses. When I always want people to share when their lives are. I don't know about anybody else, but lives are my jam. I love lives. I think that's the easiest and best way to connect with everyone. And you can feel free to unmute yourself and just say what you want.
Can I go?
Yes.
Yeah, I have been 1 year on Insight Timer, and I think in the past maybe 3-4 months I have been doing a live almost every day, except Friday. But I think it's beautiful. I suggest all the other wonderful teachers here, if you can do a live every day, and I enjoy it. I mean, I don't do it for anybody else. I just do it. I was joking. I was saying I do it for my own self-pleasure, and a lot of people here were making fun of it. But if you just become like the sun and you just shine every day, it's great. So everybody's welcome. Our group is called Divine Love. So it's 1 hour before, like whatever time it is now, 1 hour before this. More actually 2 hours before this, because we've been here. So I think it's beautiful, and I agree with all of you, the support here, the kindness here. I mean, I've had people supporting each other, also people from the group, they support each other. So I think it's lovely, and sending all of you a lot of love, all the wonderful teachers, everybody here. I don't know that time, Melanie. I mean, I don't. ET, Eastern time?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's when they are.
You checked?
I know. I've been to your lives.
Okay, Because ET, I was thinking extraterrestrial. Why is
So
she
was
talking about
I. I was like, E.T.?
Why? Why is I mean, ET, okay, Eastern time, okay. I was like, why is she? So it's usually 10 p.m. India time. Now it is midnight here. So I was like, why is she talking about
Wow.
extraterrestrial? Yeah, it's midnight. But usually our things are there. So, and nighttime is good here because you don't get any calls or anything. Yeah. Okay, now I shall be quiet and I shall let everybody else to speak.
I think Lauren, go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah. So I haven't really published anything as far as very many meditations or courses or things lately because I'm trying to figure out exactly what is needed out there in the world. So what would make my heart sing is to be at my lives and to ask questions and to share what's on your heart and have those be on this journey around the world with me, which a lot of people are, and that a lot of the same faces, well, not faces but names, show up in every time, and it's just it feels like a wonderful community. And so that's what would be if you made a space on your calendar every new moon and full moon to come hang out and meditate. And we have a card reading, and usually on the new moon we have a fire ceremony. So it's fun and it's connecting, and yeah, that's where I want to see everybody. So thank you so much, Violet, for this opportunity to talk to people
My,
that I've never met
my
before.
pleasure. My pleasure. I love doing these. Does anybody else want to share? Go ahead, Moira.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you, and thank you, Violet and Melanie. You are the hostesses with the mostesses. But for me, I'm going to be starting up my sacred self-care sessions again on January the 9th. And they are 9:30 ET.
I love your sacred self-care sessions.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I enjoy when you come on there too. But the other thing is, and I haven't quite finished it, but I am intending to launch a challenge. That's why we were saying at the beginning, I don't like the word challenge, but we'll see if I come up with something different.
Opportunity.
There you go. But my plan was to make a 14-day cultivate as much loving kindness and self-love. So that's kind of, if I get it together, then it's going to launch on January 1st. But that's coming up really fast, so we'll see. And then just and who was it? It was Lauren. I like what you said, Lauren, about informing what's needed, because there's one of the courses that I actually do have here on Insight Timer all about self-forgiveness, and that actually came from my live sessions because it was a conversation that we kept having over and over and over again, and I made lots of notes and then launched a course. So I love that type of interaction too. My lives are always intended to be interactive and meet people where they are and give them what they need. So thank you.
Wonderful. Who else wants to share? Go ahead, Catherine.
Oh, Moira, same thing with me is that I was in a live once and they said, can you make a self-forgiveness meditation? And everybody wanted it. So it was so nice to be asked for something. And I created it just for them. And now it's a recording, a track that people can listen to anytime they want. And it all came out of a live class. So it's really great when that happens. I would love it if somebody would like to listen to my abundance meditation. It's an hour of affirmations for abundance. Just listen to it every day for a month and see what happens and let me know, because it's pretty powerful. And other than that, listen to the self-love course, because we all need self-love. Thanks, everybody. I love being here. Thank you, everybody. It was just so great.
I have your book here. I know I'm not supposed to show it.
Yeah, same thing. So we've all got, well, I don't know, we all have, a lot of us have courses and a lot of us have meditations. And all my meditations come to me along those lines, what is needed. And it's one of those, they just come in and they have to come out. So I just released, my most recent one is the 7 Hermetic Principles. Oh, I love that. Thank you. And it wasn't backwards. Well done. The 7 Hermetic Principles is a new course that I did. And the other one that's very helpful is Taming the Monkey Mind. That's just a short 3-day course that can really help you flip the script on the chaos that's in your head. And thank you to everyone just for being here and showing up and doing what you do.
Thank you. Rebecca?
Yeah. I have a few offerings here on Insight Timer. So I have a course called Befriend Your Inner Critic by Decluttering Your Heart, Home, and Mind. And I also do lives as well. So the decluttering lives is not up on my profile right now, but I usually do weekly lives. And I'm going to be placing more of a focus on next year. I actually haven't told anyone yet, so I'm really excited to share here too, about leaving a joyful legacy. So that's actually where my passion lies. And it's something that I decided to take the plunge today to pursue an end of life doula certification. So that's on the cards for next year, and then guiding everyone to live
Rebecca,
life.
I love that you're doing that. Can you explain to the people who don't know what an end of life doula is? Because I absolutely love that concept, and I think that's awesome that you're going to be doing that.
And it makes so much sense, right? It's like just like how you have a birth doula, which is so mainstream now. You have someone to assist you when you're giving birth. It's just having a companion, a guide to be with you, to help you to prepare for end of life, because death is certain. But we do live in a very grief illiterate culture where we fear it. And so how can we bring compassion and joy and gratitude into the process, so that we can leave this peaceful legacy behind? And that's one of the things I see most often, right? Like, because things are not prepared ahead of time. So it leaves our loved ones kind of in the lurch as well. And they're not able to grieve properly. So yeah, that's something I just want people to be able to grieve in peace too. So that's all part of the process.
I think that's amazing. And just even the thought that when someone passes away, like, if my mom passed away, I would now be responsible for going through all of her things. And I don't want to leave that burden to my kids. So I love that you're doing that. I think that's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. And thank you guys so much for organizing. I remember the first time I did the live was a midnight cooking live with Melanie and Violet too. So it was just so much fun, like this time to be sitting around, and also to check out everyone's tracks and meeting all these amazing teachers too. Catherine, I will definitely be checking out your abundance, and I'm on for that challenge of doing it for a month.
Did everybody get to? They did. Okay. I just want to mention New Year's Eve, we're doing a live with Alejandro, Maisha, Sarah, John. Carly's going to be with us. Spencer Jones is going to be with us. Allison, I know I'm going to get her last name wrong. Shu Ozzy. And then we're doing a vision board live on January 5th. That's going to be with Lauren. Sarah, we have 3 Sarahs in that one. Sarah Hati, I don't know how to say her last name, I'm sorry. Sarah O'Brien Hammond and Sarah Naylor, which I think is funny. We have 3 Sarahs. Diana Mears, Fatima's going to be with us, Shauna Ray. And then we've got a lot of fun stuff going on with our themes. We're doing the decluttering, as I mentioned, with Rebecca, is going to be February 16th, and I'm so excited for that. Because, like I said, we got a few brave teachers who are actually going to declutter on camera. And I can't wait for that. That's going to be so cool. I'm just looking through these. Okay, let's see which other one we have. We have a storytellers one coming up in March. We got a lot of stuff going on. I think Melanie and I have decided for 2025, we're going to keep with the themes, because I really enjoy the themes. I mean, I like this too, just having teachers talk, but I love having a theme, so I'm excited for that.
Violet,
I'm excited for 2025.
Where can everybody find these links?
Oh, if you click on my profile and follow me, all of those lives will show up under my teacher's profile. And then just so everybody knows, because I like people to be able to find the teachers that are with us, if you click on the link in my teacher's profile, it will lead you to another link where I post all the links of the teachers who participate on the lives with us. You know, the replays will be there. And I will also upload the audio replay to Insight Timer. I wish that we could upload videos to Insight Timer maybe someday. But if you click on my link, my teacher's profile link, and follow me, you will find all that information and all those replays, videos, everything that you want to know will be there. So thank you. And I'm
And
gonna
I
let
wanna-
Melanie.
I want to say I have a live tomorrow that I'm super excited about. I have lives every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. And then I have a live on the 30th that are affirmations for educators. And this one is going to focus on reigniting passion and purpose, because a lot of educators have had a break. And it's a great time to like look into why you went into being a teacher. So, and I just want to thank everybody for being here today. It's been so lovely connecting with everyone, teachers, students, you all, and make sure that you follow everyone. And everything is on Violet's profile. You can find all the information there, and Violet will upload this in a few days to Insight Timer, so you can hear it, and you'll hear the beginning part that.
Well, they're on a break, remember, so it'll take about a month. But if you go to the link in my teacher's profile, you can immediately find replays in other places.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And I wanted to thank Gloria. I saw Gloria made a donation. Thank you, Gloria. For those of you who don't know, I have a huge love of animals, and any donations I get, I pay forward to animal rescues and things like that. So I don't want to forget to thank people, because sometimes after the live, I'll get random donations, and I appreciate that. And I love sharing donations with the animal rescues that I support. And thank you, Jessica. Yes, my teacher's profile. If you click on the live link right now, anybody who's in here, if you're not following me, you can click on the live link and you can follow me. And like I said, once you look into my about section, you'll find all of the information on all the teachers who are here, any teachers who've been here in the past, anything that's upcoming. It's all out there and you can find it. Thank you, Priscilla, for that donation as well. Much appreciated. Thank you to all the teachers who are here with us. I love that you give of your time, and you know, we're all doing this, you know, because we love it. So I love being with everybody here. I always love the energy. And I was saying before we went live that I no longer go live by myself, because I enjoy these interactions so much. This is what I love doing. So this has definitely become my hobby. When anyone says to me, "What's your hobby?" I'm like, it's Insight Timer. That's what I love doing. I love collaborating with the teachers. I love beating OBS, Sabine. We can do it. You know, it's a challenging program. And for those of you who don't know, that's how we're able to collaborate. And a lot of times that program just does not want to work. And I am determined to beat it. And so far, so good.
I'm going to say this. You're a techie. Sabine is an engineer. And I'm like, if these two have some issues, what about the
We
rest?
could rule the world. Let's see. Priscilla, no, we have not. He did inquire, but he never followed up. So we have not had a live session with him. And yes, Ginger, you're very welcome. Like I said, we love doing these. Before we end the live, does any other teachers want to add anything? Anybody in the chat want to add anything before we end? Thank you again for being, you know, patient with us in the beginning. I know we had some tech issues, and you know, Carrie, OBS has a mind of its own. It really does. It's not even, there's no rhyme or reason to the things that go wrong with that program. I'm a tech person, you know, like I work, my day job involves a lot of technology, and I have never encountered a program like OBS ever where I'm just stumped, other than perhaps Microsoft Power BI. If there's anybody out there who's an expert in that program, message me afterwards, because those are the only two things that have ever challenged me. It's Microsoft Power BI, and just so you know, I work in data, that's why I use it. And OBS, it's called Open Broadcasting Software. And it's the only way that we can do these collaborations on Insight Timer. And it is definitely a challenge. My hope, and we're going to start manifesting this, please, everybody, is that Insight Timer will create a way for us to do collaborations without having to use OBS, where we can just go into a live like we do now, and it'll just happen. So we're going to do some scripting and some manifesting. We're going to make that happen, okay?
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody,
guys.
so
Thank
much.
you, everybody.
Have a great new
Thank
year.
you.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
Thanks.
Happy New Year. Take care, everybody. Good night. Bye. Good day.
Bye.